Now coming from both directions. Our direction, which to my knowledge is east of a house here on Quimby Street. Can you see all of those? There's probably, at this point, about 3 or 4 dozen officers all descending on this house in the middle of Quimby Street. This is clearly breaking. The real question is, what were those booms? And another very important question is, why this particular house? But it does appear that oh, they're now going in. They're going into one particular house where we are. Quimby Street, near the intersection of Willow Park. And Willow Park is a street where our crew went up earlier this morning, right when we got here, about 2:30 this morning. It was quiet, but certainly there was a lot of law enforcement there. And now that's where they're going. All right, so now we're being moved back by the FBI and the National Guard. This strongly appears as though they've located this suspect. It strongly appears that way. We're going to just keep showing you the pictures as this situation develops. More and more law enforcement, National Guard troops, FBI, ATF, Homeland Security. You can see them, they are rushing into this home. We're going to try to pinpoint its location. This is on Quimby Street here in Watertown, part of this 20-block area, this 20-block crime scene. This home is on Quimby, just west of the intersection of Willow Park. They came right into there. And you can see now we've probably got 50, 60 officers surrounding a home right in the middle of this block. The home is, between Hazel Street and Willow Park on Quimby Street in Watertown. Now, I can tell you this, nobody knows the local streets here better than the Watertown police. They showed up here 5 minutes ago, just 2 officers in a cruiser. One says to the other, you know what, I think I need my assault rifle. The other goes back, gets the assault rifle. Next thing you know, he's brought with him 4 other officers. They round the corner, walk down Quimby Street with the assault rifle at the ready. Suddenly we hear this explosion, not a loud one, but definitely an audible sonic boom, as if someone had set off an explosive device somewhere down the block. Immediately, those 6 or so officers ran down the street, and immediately following them were a wide variety of state and federal officers coming from where we are now, from where you're looking. And you see where those blue flashing lights are. From that direction, probably 30 officers came over. They'd been on the other side, so there was a convergence of law enforcement officers, probably about 60 to 70, and now they're surrounding this location. We may have a case where, someone's coming out. Those are residents, apparently, residents of that home. They're being rushed out to safety. Something's going on inside. That home is right on the corner of Willow Park and Quimby. This may be where this all goes down. We could end up with a situation where, and more residents being ushered out, including a child, it appears. We may have a case inside where this suspect may be holed up, may not be alive, may have committed suicide. We just don't know. It's not clear at this point. What is clear is that something is seriously going down. The suspect, Jakar Tsarnaev, according to the Boston Police Department, he, along with his 21-year-old brother, set off those 2 explosive devices at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, killing 3 people, including an 8-year-old boy, and injuring at least 176 people. 14 of those people are in critical condition with amputations, having lost limbs. And now another FBI agent is running up. You can see the special operations SWAT team members, and everyone has their guns drawn. Anything could happen at this moment. This is the moment, by all indications, where this suspect is going to be brought down. And now you've got that SWAT team unit, and you can see that sharpshooter on top. Yeah, he's got a protective shield just in case bullets head in his direction. But the fact of the matter is, he's got the advantage right here. And he's training that gun, that machine gun, on a window that appears to be on the first floor. What will happen now is anyone's guess. What is clear by all of the firearms you see being wielded by law enforcement is this is it. We saw this morning a briefing by national security advisors to President Obama. He was here yesterday. We saw First Lady Michelle Obama visiting some of the victims, and you can hear that air cover. That is a police helicopter. Again, we have not heard any helicopters all morning long until now. This strongly appears to be it. A very tense situation. I mean, very tense situation. You can hear now. Let's listen in. They're saying, "Come out." I don't know if you can hear it from this distance, but they're on a loudspeaker telling this suspect, Jakar Tsarnaev, to come out. Will he? That we'll just have to see. I'll point out one more time. We had gotten a warning that we knew he was in the area, but we'd gotten an additional warning that he was carrying explosives on his person, and he might use them. Another reason why every ounce of caution is being exercised here. And the reason it was suspected that he would use these explosives attached to his body is when his brother was taken down by police. His brother had explosives on him that fortunately did not go off. They were able to subdue him before he was able to detonate his explosives, and then he later died shortly after being shot and then apprehended by law enforcement. Everyone here is standing around. I can tell you, for all the law enforcement officers you see here on the scene right now, there's, I'd say, 5 down in the block are surrounding the house, behind the house, on the side street, Willow Park, and in backyards behind this home on, let's see what street that is, Dexter Avenue. So this is really now, this was a this expanded to be about a 22 block crime scene. But this one block, bounded by Dexter Avenue, Willow Park, Quimby Street, and Hazel Street, this is the center of it. This is where this suspect, by all indications, is right now, and the police are calling for him to come out. This is the person they say murdered 3 people in a very grotesque and very public fashion, and caused 176 and possibly more people to be injured at the finish line of the Boston Marathon on Monday, and has left 14 people fighting for their lives in critical condition, having lost limbs, having had to make a very severe decision as to whether a severe decision that they would end up having to spend the rest of their lives without a leg, without an arm. This is that person, and this is the culmination of some very detailed police work that has been going on around the clock since Monday when this happened. And consider this, today's Friday, so over the course of the weekdays of this week, law enforcement has gone from just having an awful thing happen to getting surveillance images of 2 people, getting cell phone camera images sent in by witnesses of 2 people, finding the elements of the explosive devices, these pressure cooker parts that were engineered in such a way that they could be detonated remotely and then went off. They were able to assemble all of that and pinpoint a location of these two suspects. And then the two suspects, according to law enforcement, by many accounts, wreaked havoc in this area overnight. The town of Cambridge is just over the Charles River from Boston. That's where these two men lived. And last night around 10:50, they robbed a 7-Eleven. And that's why we were able to have even more images of these two men, particularly Jakar Tsarnaev, who is at this location, as far as we know, right now. They robbed that 7-Eleven, police say. An MIT police department officer responded to that call. They shot him dead. They then carjacked an SUV and kept the person who was inside the SUV with them while they drove west to Watertown, to this area, which is about 4 miles northwest of downtown Boston. They told, it's been indicated to us, they told the person from whom they stole that SUV, from whom they carjacked the SUV, before kicking him out of the vehicle, they told him that they were the marathon bombers. They then got to Watertown. There was an intense gun battle. And during that battle, a transit police officer was struck and critically injured. He is fighting for his life right now. And more explosives were thrown out of the vehicle, putting law enforcement in danger and putting this neighborhood in danger. I mean, you've seen the explosions that happened near the finish line of the Boston Marathon. Well, imagine those going off here in this residential neighborhood overnight. So, according to law enforcement, these two further endangered lives this morning. Cops' lives and innocent residents' lives. Those residents now biting their nails, excuse me, as they watch what is going on here, as this scene continues to unfold. It is not clear, now that they've sent out this call for him to come out, it's not clear that he's coming out. It's not clear whether or not he's able to come out. It is possible, because we did hear that sonic boom, it is possible that he set off an explosive device that affects him. And now there's more movement, a lot more intense movement going across the street here to the south side of Quimby Street here in Watertown. There's a few more officers, but look at this. Even plainclothes officers have the guns drawn. SWAT team officers have machine guns at the ready. Uniformed cops have guns drawn. And for the first time, we're seeing some officers come out of the scene. Not clear, Susan, not clear why they're coming this way. Actually, it's becoming quite clear why they're coming this way. They want us to move back farther. Consider this. We may be talking about ordnance, explosives. We may be talking about, yes, sir. We may be talking about firearms being shot off. But we are complying with this request from law enforcement and are moving back. Okay? Just bear with us, because we have to keep moving. We have to keep moving here as requested. Yes, sir. Yes, we're moving.
Heads up,
we're moving.
Go that way.
Got it. All right, we're all trying to maneuver here astutely. I can tell you this. You see these two guys right there, the FBI agents? They're the ones who said, we got to get out of here now. They're the ones who sent the local cops over to get us moving. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're moving back, sir. We are complying. Yes, sir. Yes, we understand. We understand. We are moving. We continue to go. Kenny, please. Okay. All right, now we're back. We're back. Yeah, we're going back. I've been asked to move from many scenes before. I'm sorry. I'm tethered. Yeah, no, it's not worth my life. I understand. I'm tethered to this cable.
I'm sorry.
So we are moving back together.